101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com, and our Indiana County Veterans Providers Group spot this morning. As we get it rolling here, and Mr. Computer tries to catch up with me at 8:44. Rochelle, I'm stalling. Can you tell?
I can tell. You're doing great. You're doing great.
Thanks. I'm trying my best. Rochelle Dillon is with us, a member of the Veterans Leadership Program and with the Indiana County Veterans Providers Group. She is a suicide prevention specialist, which is really an apropos conversation after having had our conversation in the last half hour, and as we are all this month on Mental Health Awareness Month with Dr. Ralph May. You're the natural follow-up this morning.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. A natural follow-up.
The natural follow-up is with us this morning, brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted Best Personal Injury Law Firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Unfortunately, there's plenty of business out there for you as a suicide prevention specialist because this is a problem that isn't going away anytime soon.
No, unfortunately, it is not. We see it happen. It goes across, basically anyone can be affected by suicide. Mm-hmm. So it goes across races, it goes across ages, it goes across all of that of, careers, all of it. So, yeah, we unfortunately see a lot.
Yeah, and when we are talking about veterans and the special issues that they bring to this whole conversation, veterans have pressures on them that people who are not in the armed forces maybe don't even understand.
Correct. We see when they come out of the military and they've seen a lot of things, they've done a lot of things, it really triggers them. And they go through a lot of issues throughout their life if they don't get the help that they need. Mm-hmm. So we do see a lot of our males as well as females in the armed forces. All of those numbers are raised. I'd say, I think if I remember correctly, it's like 72% for males, comparatively to 50% those that are not in the military for suicide.
Mm-hmm. Statistically, I'm sure that as we've been in a war setting since basically 2001, mm-hmm. I'm sure there are numbers that would support the idea that somebody who's been in an active war footing background in the last 20 years are more likely to bring those sorts of issues to the table than those who were able to serve when we were not in a wartime setting. So basically what I'm saying is they've seen more.
Yes.
They've experienced more.
Yes, they have.
And what they have seen and experienced is something that not only do we not understand, they have difficulty processing.
Exactly. It's once they get out, it's trying to find them the best help and them finding themselves the best help to get out there and realize that they're no longer in, they're no longer in the military. But yet all those feelings that they're having, all those things that they've seen, all the things that they've done are compounded at times. And they need to know that there is someone there, that they can get the help that they need.
Mm-hmm. Common, more typical types of problems they're dealing with, specifically when we're talking PTSD. Mm-hmm. Are there commonalities?
Yes. I mean, when a lot of them, they come up, PTSD is one of the big ones. Along with a lot of depression, then a lot of times they self-medicate. Mm-hmm. So you're also looking at those that do self-medicate. So you're having drug and alcohol issues. And on top of that, sometimes people do have mental health issues that were never identified. And those all compound. Mm-hmm. So yes, unfortunately, that's what we're seeing.
So let's talk about resources available, solutions that they might consider, the people that are there for them when they are in the situation that they find themselves in, where they are actually considering suicide. Mm-hmm.
What we try to get everybody right now is the number. Our number for suicide prevention is 988. We used to be that long number that people couldn't always remember, the 1-800 number. It is still we still use it. The VA will continue to use that 1-800 number for forever. But 988 is the number if anyone has any issues, if they're thinking about suicide. If you know someone that's thinking about suicide, or even basically the 988 is mental health. It is our crisis number. So if anyone is having any issues, call that number. If you are a veteran, it's 988 +1. And that will bring you to a specialist in the for veterans. That's a big one. And there's also those that don't want to talk with somebody. They're not ready yet. People aren't always ready to verbalize and hear those words come out of their mouth. So we do also have a text number. It is 741-741. They can text that number and they can talk with someone via text. And sometimes that feels like a safer space. So we do really hope that people go to see people, mental health professionals.
Rochelle Dillon, our guest here this morning on Indiana in the Morning. You said something I think is pretty important a second ago, and I don't want to let that pass. We think of needing help only when we get to the most extreme of our difficulties, when we're considering suicide. We can actually dial that number before we get to that point, when we recognize that I've got a problem going on here and I need to get something done. Do people do that enough?
I don't know if they do it enough. I would like to think so in a perfect world, but the 988 number is when, if you're thinking about it, if you're toying with the idea, if it's those thoughts are coming into your head, if you have a family member that is thinking of that, if you want to talk with somebody together with someone else, you're having those thoughts, and you can talk with someone else with you while they're on the phone. Other than that, 911 is the best way if someone is in the throes of that suicide. 988 wouldn't be enough. I would say that the 911 would need to be called because they would need immediate assistance.
We're talking with Rochelle Dillon. Indiana County Veterans Providers Group is a really big group of people from a number of different agencies. When you get together and this particular topic comes up, I'm sure they go to you and they say, Rochelle, what do you think? But at the same time, there are other agencies that you can bring into this as we think about solutions to some of the mental health problems that we might have.
Exactly. There are so many different people to talk to. And that's what's a beautiful thing about the Veterans Provider Group, which is having a meeting today. So we'll all get together and we talk about what's going on in our areas, and we talk about like how we can assist each other. That's the big thing, is assisting each other. We may be just a piece of the puzzle. Someone else might be able to fit in another piece, and then somebody else can fit in another piece. So we all kind of fit together to help build this picture so that we can better assist our veterans. We can better assist the community as well.
Yeah. I'm sure innovative solutions come up all the time. I think of the camp in Jefferson County, where veterans are able to go. Steve was here just a few weeks ago in another setting, and we were talking about that. When we think of the ways that we treat mental health problems in not only as a whole, but here in our area, that's a great one. That's a wonderful different approach. Do you get those conversations going very often where you think, okay, here's something new that we ought to think about, and let's see what we can come up with when we think about innovative solutions to a problem that has been long-standing?
Yeah, that's the wonderful thing about the group. We can all bring other ideas together. Hey, we have a fishing group that they bring out for a bunch of veterans to fish, and that can be such a release for them. The ones that have horseback riding, they do equestrian. Those are some other ways to help with mental health. There are other ways to help them deal with stress, to help them deal with depression. So yes, outside the box thinking is awesome. And that, again, I just can't stress it enough, getting everybody together and becoming each other's cheerleaders. That's what we need.
Yeah. Tell me about the Veterans Leadership Program. What is it?
Veterans Leaders Ship program, we've been around for a long time, probably since I believe it was since it was 82. But we are in 28 counties in Western Pennsylvania, and we are in one county in New York, one county in Ohio. So we serve a big area. Our job is to assist veterans that are in need of housing. They're in need of immediate emergency housing. We also have bridge housing, so if it's a temporary stay. We have the full-time housing, so we try to find them places where they can reside and they can feel safe. We also have employment. So we talk with our employment specialists. If they're interested in employment, we talk with them and they get them involved in the Career Links, which is awesome with that, again, that working together with resumes, getting them together with other resources, like with the DVOP and the Lever here. And we get them all together and we try to find them that job that they may have been struggling to find. We also have a lot of different supportive services. We have our OPS, which is our opioid prevention program. We have, we have case management. We do our tax return clinic every year. We have food assistance, and especially in Johnstown area and Pittsburgh, we have our food drives. We have them once a month. So that kind of, it doesn't give them enough food, I would say, to last them a month, but it helps supplement what they're getting. So we have a lot of programs. So what I always tell everybody is give us a call. If it's something we can help with, fantastic. If it isn't, we try to find you the resources so that you can find it elsewhere. We don't ever want to leave anyone.
Is it regionally located? I mean, do you have certain number of counties for one area, a certain number of counties for another region?
Yes, we do. We have our Pittsburgh area, which has a lot of the Pittsburgh. They do Greene, they do Washington, they do, I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. We just have so many, as I said, we have 28 counties. I work out of the Johnstown, Altoona, so I deal with all of them, like the Blair, Cambria, Somerset, Fulton, Huntington, Clearfield, Indiana. I was saving the best for last. You jumped on it. And we have our Erie. So no matter where you are in Western PA, we can assist you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Folks want to take advantage of that. What should they do?
They can definitely call us. Let me see. My best bet would be say it is 1-844 VLP VETS, VETS, or they can get online at veteransleadershipprogram.org.
Rochelle Dillon, thank you so much for coming in, visiting with us. We appreciate that.
Well, thank you for having me.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. We're about 2.5 minutes away from the top of the hour. Fox News will come your way then, and then we will visit with you from our WCCS newsroom on this Wednesday morning. We've got sunshine out there. AccuWeather says cloudy.